We are 45 seconds from ignition. Radio. 30 seconds. Stand by. Yep. Radio. 15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras. Radio. 5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do not comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
Man, it is pretty unless you are in the middle of it and you are having to shovel it. But that is a view of Manhattan from the from 235th, which they say is New York's largest rooftop bar. Not a whole lot of drinking going on up there right now. Nope. You'd have the whole place to yourself if you were drinking at the at New York's largest rooftop bar. What a pretty scene. Wow. Now here is not as pretty when you're down here in the midst of it in Times Square. This is the New York Post live feed from Times Square of the. Snow is beautiful when it happens, and then especially in the city, about 10 minutes later, it is ugly as sin because it mixes with dirt and everything else. But of particular interest with this is the comment section of the New York Post, because, and we'll get to it with Phil Bell's morning update. It's apparently the mayor of New York City doesn't want blacks and women to be snow. He'll pay people to shovel snow, but he doesn't want blacks and women to do it. And Phil Bell will explain that coming up. But the people in the chat over here, politics has leaked into every aspect of life.
Oh, yeah.
New York City has no voter ID law, so people voted multiple times for this mayor. You should spend a winter in the Catskills. This is Trump's golden age. Trump tariffs skyrocket. Didn't take long for New York City to forget. Ooh. Ho. Yeah, it's only been 25 years.
Yep.
Is it about time for the bungee jump from the top of the World Trade Center at the
it's getting there.
At the fairs?
Yeah, it's getting there.
I think next year we'll have the bungee jump from the top of the World Trade Towers at the state fairs all across the country. Let's see. So raising the property tax on everyone will increase rent, right? You can hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day where the World Trade Towers used to be. Yeesh. There was one in here. No one left New York after Mamdami won. It's still crowded. Oh, it doesn't look that crowded out there right now. That is the area. This is right over here is where they usually have seats set up.
That's Times Square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's an area right here where they do performances and stuff. I think this is blocked off all the time now.
All of this here.
It's just this area over here behind the barricades.
Yeah.
But it is, if you've never been to Times Square, it is beautiful. And it's beautiful with the snow on it, like I said, for the first 5 or 10 minutes. But when you have to live in that stuff, oh, you know what I should have had? I didn't have it. Oh, I will, though. I will, just for Wade. I will have the lovely and talented Khalim Dionne describing his theater experience in and he got to meet George Takei, which rhymes with gay.
Because he is.
Because he is. And so is the
my bad.
Klingon.
That was my bad.
One job.
Yeah.
One job. We've simplified.
It's not
There's
just one job,
camera.
though. It's not
There's
just
one camera. It was just one button.
on your side.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the storm underwent explosive cyclogenesis. Would you like to explain cyclogenesis
I have
to the
zero
kids?
idea what that means.
Okay.
I'd have to get my snow definitions from Ryan Hall.
The central pressure dropped about 40 millibars in 24 hours, qualifying this as a true bomb cyclone. So it is, in fact, a bomb cyclone Noreaster. The snowfall totals parts of Long Island and the Jersey Shore. I wonder how Snooki's doing.
Haven't heard from Snooki in a while.
What's the other one? Is it the situation?
The situation, yeah.
How do I remember
Wow, you
that?
pulled that out.
I did. There was Snooki. There was the situation. There were like four.
There was
of them,
another
right?
chick, yeah.
But Snooki's the only one you remember. Has she pushed maximum density yet? 'Cause she was
DJ Pauly D. Was he the situation? No, that was Michael Sorrentino.
They had their shot, and I guess some of them have made something of themselves. But let's see, so 24 inches of snow, some spots potentially higher. New York City and the tri-state area getting at least 12 to 18 inches, 2 to 3 inches per hour. The blizzard conditions are widespread. Over 40 million people now are under active blizzard warnings. I guess this was last night. Whiteout conditions from high winds gust up to 70 miles per hour at JFK and in parts of Massachusetts. And it's halted nearly all travel in New York City.
Over 100,000 without power right now.
Last I saw was 250.
That doesn't surprise me.
250. The map of the outages is pretty widespread. You would think in the 24th century? You'd think in where we are now, the 24th century, that you would find a way to not get the power knocked out by snow. Why haven't we buried all of the transmission lines at this point? Why aren't they underground so they're not affected by snow? I guess the more important things to coastal impacts. See strong northeast winds triggering minor to moderate coastal flooding, erosion risks, some thunder snow. That is actually pretty cool when you see thunder snow with lightning in the intense bands, and the system is tracking northeastward offshore. Oh, if you are traveling, if you are lucky enough to be traveling, you will be happy to know that DHS has reversed the suspension of TSA PreCheck. Apparently,
I had no idea they even suspended
in a
it.
punch bowl.
Yeah,
people didn't like that at all.
Hell no, they paid for it.
Yeah, pay for a lot of things the government does. They're just trying to show you the power that they have. I wonder who it was. The TSA said that PreCheck airport security lanes will be operating normally. Since the agency statement hours after DHS said the service is suspended. DHS said global entry, however, is suspended. Frustrated, global entry was unavailable for comment. The TSA said on Sunday its PreCheck lanes are operational. They received little, if any, warning of the changes to PreCheck. Travel industry leaders. The program allows, you know how many people are in PreCheck? Wow, 20 million people. And I told you that they stole PreCheck from me. That was my idea.
Really?
I had the idea for PreCheck 2 weeks, maybe a month after 9/11. I wrote it down. I'll be damned if I can find it. But I wrote it down because I was going on a media tour, a ground media tour at the time, with a lot of women's clothes. That was always interesting. And the ones that I would wear. And I was frustrated because it was a fuster cluck at all the airports. And I wrote down I don't know why I wrote it down, but I did, that there should be some sort of a system where you can submit yourself to a background check and have all of your information sifted through to make sure that you're not a threat and that you got to carry a little special card with you, and that got you around all the crap. See, PreCheck was me. It's my. When you think of PreCheck, you think of Bradley J. Staggs because it was my idea. Damn it. At this time, TSA PreCheck and the staffing constraints that they will quell, it will evaluate on a case-by-case basis and adjust operations accordingly. Someone probably got their butt chewed for suspending it. And that would be, Gnome. Who's ultimately responsible?
No.
Gnome.
Christie, yeah.
Ice Barbie. Agency said until funding is restored, all travelers should expect a process that does not sacrifice security. You know, if
so they shut it down because of the shutdown.
Shut down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What, they didn't have enough TSA agents to check TSA PreCheck during the shutdown? I mean, they didn't get rid of them.
Do you expect a rational, logical explanation for it?
No.
Did you even notice the government was shut down or parts of it?
No, actually.
Nope. Yep. 9. The partial government shutdown has left thousands of DHS workers, including TSA airport screeners, working without pay since it started February 14th. If they just closed the TSA and, had somebody just get a couple of people to stand there in front of the metal detectors, do you think there would be a marked difference in security at the airports? Do you think we'd have problems?
I think we'd still have problems.
No. I'm saying, do you think we'd have problems? Like, do you think that, we had 10 hijackings today because the TSA is no longer there? Because I don't.
But
people,
but we'd have to shift back to like private security at the gates, right?
Well, yeah, you walk through. You walk through a metal detector. You do it. You do it the way they did it in
before 9/11.
1985.
Yeah.
And you walk through a metal detector, and you take. Sorry, I left my keys in my pocket. And you take them out, and you walk through them. Okay, you're good. Bye bye. We wouldn't. I guarantee we wouldn't have.
Not a marked increase, if any, of anything. I don't think it would change at all.
Nope.
Actually.
I don't either. And let's see, we looked this up not too long ago. When was the last plane hijacking? But before 9/11. Hijacking in the United States prior to 9/11. You know when it was?
No.
1985. So almost 20 years went by without a hijacking. And it was Hezbollah. Gee, surprise. It was flight 847 from Cairo to San Diego. It wasn't even a plane that originated here in the United States, members of Hezbollah. It took 17 days. It was plane was forced to fly between Beirut and Algiers multiple times, and a Navy diver by the name of Robert Stetham was murdered during the whole situation. But that was the last one, 1985, and then of course 9/11, and then we had to have. Then we had to have the TSA. You can't possibly have anything other than the TSA legalize sexual assault on a daily basis at the airport, which is exactly what they do. They sexually assault people free from any constraints. And we, as the citizens of the United States, allow it. It's a good. But remember, last week it was don't go to Iran.
Yeah.
Now, if you are thinking, I might change my. If you had plans to go to Mexico, you might want to change them to go to Iran, because it is actually probably safer right now in Iran than it is if these pictures are any are. That's the other thing. It's the AP. So who the hell knows if this is even real? But Mexico is on fire now. So we've got fire and we have Game of Thrones happening. We have fire and ice. The Mexican drug cartel El Mencho, like the kingpin, I guess he's the Pablo Escobar of modern day drug cartelling in Mexico. The army killed him, and the cartels weren't too happy about that. So the cartels in Mexico have started setting shit on fire everywhere. There's a bus. They set that in fire in Coinzio. Don't ask me where all these places are, but some of them are in, Jalisco. They've set convenience stores on fire. They have set, looks like, what is that, a dollar store? They've set that on fire. They busted out wood. It is a nightmare in Mexico. Whoa. Do they allow them to wear masks in Mexico as the National Guard? That's horrible. There's buses on fire. There's cars on fire. There's more cars that were on fire. And it is not a pretty place right now. And it's all because one of the Mexican cartel leaders was assumed room temperature. So we'll see if this continues on. You see the drug cartels, they just don't take kindly to people killing their leaders. You just, for whatever reason, they're picky about stuff like that. If you want to be a part of the program this morning, and after all, who wouldn't? The hashtag to use is what I learned today. And you can find us if you're listening to the podcast. You can find the video portion, what's left of it. Working on Rumble, and are we on YouTube? I think
we are on YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube, the Daily Mojo. We're on X. We are everywhere you want to be. And Papa Ryan says, So Brad is the one that cost me an extra $75. Dogs, cats, mice, or rats. I don't know what we're discussing there. Never married. No notification on X for your show. What? There is some weird stuff happening on X. We had this problem on Saturday morning, Jeff Fisher and myself, for Saturday Morning Live. The X is changing the way they do live streams.
Yeah.
Or changing the way that they post. So they disappear. And you also, I don't think you get a notification prior to the live stream starting on X. I'm sure it has something to do with money, and it'll be a new charge somewhere along the line, but that's capitalism, baby. But so I don't know exactly what the resolution will be over on X, but we're at the Daily Mojo and Rumble and everywhere else too. So, Never Married says, how many people have never been to an airport before? Surely everyone in this audience has been to an airport, right? Surely. Maybe not. And don't call me Shirley. Get rid of the TSA, says Bugs Mom. Go back to metal detectors and add a few bomb-sniffing dogs. Who even thinks about taking a bomb to an airport? When was the last time they found a bomb at I'll tell you when it was. It was up in Philadelphia. Remember that last year, year before? And it wasn't a bomb. It was the guy had fireworks. And the TSA was just giddy with excitement because they had stopped somebody with a bomb, but it wasn't really somebody with a bomb. It was somebody with like a Roman candle. And he had forgotten to take it out of his bag. And they were like, whoa, we stopped him. Yeah, but a disaster. The plane would have down, and it was thanks to us that it was great. By the way, whatever that link is in the chat on Rumble, don't click it. It's not ours.
I'll get it.
But again, when we have trolls, that means we're doing something right. The other place you don't want to go right now is Indonesia. Now, I've seen sinkholes before, but this is, I would go so far as to say this could be the mother of all sinkholes. And yeah, you'll still get the beauty of the snowfall in Times Square as a backdrop to this.
A massive sinkhole in Indonesia's central Aceh Regency is threatening the livelihoods of local farmers.
Wow.
Look at the size of that sucker.
It has widened to more than 7 acres this year, according to the Aceh Energy and Mineral Resources Agency.
You can't really see how big it is just by looking at the sinkhole till you see the houses.
Cars.
Yeah. And
right there. Look at the cars in the background and then look at that sinkhole. That thing is massive. And yeah, if your yard is backed up to that, you don't have a yard anymore. And what do? If it goes away, because they were talking about some people, they're hoping the government will pay them for the land. Why would the government?
What use is it to the government?
According to the Aceh Energy and Mineral Resources
and also, it's Indonesia. Yeah.
Agency. Recent drone footage shows steep fractured cliffs cutting through crop fields in the Ketol district. Authorities say the ground keeps shifting, no thanks to persistent landslides and long-term soil movement. At her chili farm, Sumiati says she's worried about the future.
I would be too.
We really hope that the government will provide us with compensation for our losses or find us more land, because all of ours has been destroyed and we can no longer plant anything. It is uncertain whether we'll be able to plant anything next year.
I don't know what sort of government they have in Indonesia, but I'm guessing the government probably won't compensate them for their land?
Standing near a safety barrier by the sinkhole, another farmer, Suprapto, says he saw the edge move about a dozen feet within a day.
Wonder what's causing it.
The problem has been going on since a 2013 earthquake, according to the Central Aceh Regent, Haili Yoga. But, he says, the sinkhole's expansion sped up sharply after severe flooding in late 2025. Experts warn the collapse shows sinkhole-like behavior and may keep expanding unless water flow is controlled.
Man, that is not a good place to be. Again, if you had vacation plans in Indonesia, it's starting to whittle down the number of places that any of us can go for a vacation. Just saying. Let's see. What is the other big? Oh, here's another storm chaser that is headed through. Let me get rid of the post here because they are a little noisy. But this guy is driving through Boston, I want to say. Boston and the Cape Cod. It's a whiteout up there. It really is pretty unless you have to shovel it. My dad used to get out there. He was 80, well, he was 89. And he got out there, he shoveled. Yeah, hard shoveling snow is.
I do.
It is
Lived
tough.
in North Dakota for 4 years.
It is tough to do. Stuff's heavy. Man, it is pretty though. And the other thing about when you get snow like that, if you stand outside, it is dead quiet.
Yeah.
Because it acts like a insulation blanket, and it is dead quiet. Florida, man, that hole is almost as large as Ron's.
Every time I go home from a snowstorm, or just from up here, I grab my dog, I put my face right next to his, and I whisper in his ear, "You're so lucky I live in Florida."
Man, talk. Oh, that's the windshield wiper for a second. I thought someone was having Doesn't it sound like intestinal distress?
Little gas, yeah.
Snow gives me gas. Emergency food shouldn't do that to you, hopefully. At least not if you get yours from preparewithmojo50.com. I don't know how many people up in the Northeast have their emergency food supply, but if they are stuck in their homes for a number of days, aren't they happy that they went and got them some emergency food that is standing by and they don't have to worry about being able to get to Kroger? So if you haven't done it yet, go to preparewithmojo50.com. That is the portal into which you can save a little money on the, I guess it's the special they have going right now is the $100 on the 3-month emergency food supply. Plus, there is a pop-up. You can register to win, I think it's $500 worth when you get there. So look for it when you go to preparewithmojo50.com and just be ready for whatever, because obviously, weather happens, drug cartel members happen, sinkholes happen. See all the stuff that just happens, and you don't expect it to happen because, well, whoever expects it, well, except for maybe the weather. Just be ready for anything, and you find that at preparewithmojo50.com. Also, figured out, and thank you, Lizzie B., figured out the mystery of the Don Lemon disappearing. Remember the whole Don Lemon kerfuffle at the church?
Yeah.
Kind of went away, didn't it?
Kind of went away, yeah.
Found out why. We'll talk about it next on the Daily Mojo.
Radio with an attitude.
The Daily Mojo.
This is
Thank you for hanging out with us. Brad Staggs. Hello.
your Daily Mojo.
And that other guy. I think his name's Ron Phillips. Ron Phillips. Everybody. And we're here to help you get through another Monday. Monday. It's the Daily Mojo. It's the Daily Mojo. And I'm ready for the week.
Your Daily Mojo.
Yeah. It's the Daily Mojo. It's the Daily Mojo. It's the Daily Mojo. And I'm ready for the week. Let's go. 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 Let's go.
So apparently this happened a couple of weeks ago, but it slipped by the interns here at the Daily Mojo. CBS reported it, but a Temple University student turned himself in on the 3rd day of February on federal charges connected to the protest at that Minnesota church that was covered and live streamed by Don Lemon. Jerome Richardson in federal custody, according to Pam Bondi. The court documents list him as one of 9 people indicted in connection with that January 18th demonstration at the church. We all saw Don Lemon go into the church and then try to say that, oh, he was just there. You know, he was just there covering it for, you know, the for the people. I think that's the one right there.
Hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution.
Let me
doing all of that. People get upset.
Remember when he was outside the church, and he was like, "Hey, they're all here, and we're just, you know, we just happen to be here too. I mean, maybe they told us about it." But then he walks up to the organizer.
The dude in the Jeep trying to make it move by swinging back and forth. Yeah, that's not going to help.
Yeah, it's just stuck on the mound.
Yeah,
what can you do?
Don Lemon.
Showing all of it.
That's never happened to Don Lemon, I'll tell you that.
Thank you. You're on right now.
Biggest problem with the Jeeps is the oil filter.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thanks.
Why do they put the oil filter hanging down low?
Yeah, it's stuck on.
Doesn't make. Thank you, Captain Obvious there. But it if you're ever off-roading and you don't have the oil filter, it's like, why would they do that? But I digress. It's kind of fun watching Don Lemon try to tell somebody how to get their Jeep unstuck, though. So anyway, he wouldn't. Let's just say it's not the oil dipstick that he would know how to locate. So the protesters up there said they targeted the city's church because one of the pastors heads the ICE field office in St. Paul. Lemon and the independent journalist Georgia Fort were covering the protest. It was called Operation Pull-Up. Where do they get these names? But this guy, Jerome Richardson, said that they, in fact, had planned this thing ahead of time, and it does not look good for Don Lemon. Both he and the chick there, Georgia, what's her face? What did I say her name was? Georgia Fort. Seriously, how do you get a Jeep stuck like that? I mean, what was he doing?
It's a freaking Jeep. I don't.
Right. I mean,
it looks like he got bottomed out on some mound of snow there, and he can't. He has no traction.
He found the only mound of snow in that and decided to drive over it. So, bottom line is that it looks like there's a GoFundMe for this guy too. Don't know where that is, but Jerome Richardson GoFundMe. Let's see how much money Jerome Richardson has so far been able to. Now they've got a Ford. Oh, they're in real trouble. Now that they've got a Ford F-150 trying to help a Jeep out. That's like the blind leading the dumb.
There we go.
Thank you. Shovel.
Nice
Although
work.
the F-150 did.
Nice work.
Did get the job done. All right, here's Jerome Richardson's legal defense fund, $63,000
Good job. You have his phone?
so far.
How much are they trying to collect?
65.
Oh, okay.
Now, that is
Doesn't seem
not
like
a
that
good
much,
Jeep
does it?
commercial.
Doesn't seem like a lot.
Oh, he's back in the car now.
All right, we're behind the operation, so we got to catch up.
All right, let's go catch up.
It was this was before he got.
Yeah,
to the
before he got
parking
in the
lot,
church. We're behind operations, so let's catch up. We got to get in the church, so let's catch up to him.
Did they edit that out? Remember when he walked up to the woman in the parking lot? It was like, "Hey."
It's not to.
I don't see that in this video now. Huh. Yeah, I don't see that. I looked for it. He couldn't find it. So maybe he took that part out. I mean, that wouldn't have been the dumbest thing to do because it didn't make you look innocent, Dandy Don. Here is Jerome Richardson. There's his GoFundMe. $63,111 raised of the $65,000 that he needs to mount Don Lemon or a legal defense, one of the two. So, you know, what he should have done is find the lottery ticket at 7-Eleven. This is a dilemma. So there's a 7-Eleven in Scottsdale, and a customer goes in and buys, I think it was $85 worth of lottery tickets.
Wow.
But only pays for $60 worth and leaves the rest there at 7-Eleven. One of the lottery tickets that he ordered but didn't pay for was probably number like 61, was the winner.
So you're saying he didn't have enough cash? He ordered them, didn't have enough cash, ended up having to leave some there.
For whatever reason, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. How pissed would you be?
It gets more interesting because the manager of the store.
Well, it's still his ticket.
Is it his or is it the store's?
Ticket worth $12.8 million is sitting in a corporate office, signed, unclaimed, and at the center of one of the strangest legal fights Arizona has seen in years.
And that is because the store manager who found it reportedly already knew that it was a winner before he bought it. 12 News journalist Kyle Semchuk is outside the store to break down this bizarre lawsuit.
Well, it sounds simple enough. A store manager at this Circle K in North Scottsdale found a winning lottery ticket the day after the drawing. But $12.8 million has a way of complicating things. And tonight, lawyers are trying to figure out who that ticket actually belongs to. It was November 24th when a customer walked into this Circle K at Bell Road and 56th Street. They wanted to replay their lucky numbers for the pick drawing, an Arizona lottery game where 6 numbers stand between you and a life-changing jackpot. The cashier printed $85 worth of tickets. The customer paid for $60 worth and left. The remaining tickets sat on the counter. That night, the Arizona Lottery held its drawing, and somewhere in that leftover stack of tickets was a winner. Not just a winner, the winner, a jackpot worth $12.8 million.
Oops.
Yep.
That would suck, because the guy who did it, the guy who bought them or who ordered them, knows at this point, right? He knows that those, crap, I'm the guy who ordered $85 worth and only paid for $60. So he knows if he had just coughed up another 20, 12 mil.
The next morning, store manager Robert Galitza came in to start his shift. According to a lawsuit filed this week in Maricopa County, he quickly learned a winning ticket had been printed at his store the night before. He found the leftover tickets and checked them, and he confirmed one of them matched all 6 numbers. What he did next is where the story takes a turn. According to the complaint, he clocked out, took off his Circle K uniform, and walked back in as a customer, paying $10 for the remaining tickets, including the one he already knew was worth nearly $13 million.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb right here and say I don't see anything wrong with what he did. He clocked out, he took off his uniform, came back in as a customer. Yes, he knew it had won, but it was sitting on the counter. Now, could the store owner complain? Yes, and that's what's happening. But the customer themselves, the original customer, doesn't have any claim to it.
No. It changed. There's a couple more twists.
He signed the back of the ticket but never cashed in. That's because Circle K found out what had happened and intervened, taking the ticket to corporate headquarters where...
Who snitched?
Somebody did. Somebody snitched.
Some little whiny bitch snitched.
Whoever he bought the tickets from. He walked back in the store as a customer.
Instead of saying, hey, we're gonna split this. You get 6, I get 6. Do you think maybe that was the original agreement, and then he went, you know what, screw you, I'm not. And then that's why they turned him in?
It remains.
Then again, there is quite the possibility, and there probably is some rule or law that says employees of the stores can't win that lottery.
No.
You don't think so?
The state lottery. They just happen to sell tickets to it. They're not the sponsors of the lottery.
So it doesn't have anything you can't be an employee. You can't win if you're an employee of the store that sells the ticket. You don't think that's a rule or a law somewhere?
Nah. Why would that be a rule? Yeah.
Tonight.
Sorry. We also have the TSA. You're right. That could be a rule. It'd be a stupid rule, but it could be a rule.
Now Circle K is suing Galitza and Arizona Lottery. According to the complaint, under Arizona lottery rules, if a ticket is printed, refused by a customer, and not resold, the retailer owns it.
There's the rule.
Which could mean Circle K itself
I'd settle
has a
with
claim.
them for half the money.
Why would the store settle at all?
I don't know.
The rule is
the rule
it's their
is
ticket.
No, I get you.
All the parties involved have until May 23rd to get this sorted out, because that's when this $12.8 million lotto ticket expires and becomes a worthless piece of paper.
Huh.
Wow.
Who did he tell?
The person he bought it from.
Who did he tell?
He had to go back in there. There was somebody behind the counter for him to go in as a customer and buy those tickets.
Yeah. But why would he tell them what was going on? Unless they agreed to split it. And then he said, you know what, I'm not going to split it.
Well, look, if you're in there working with somebody who's on shift with you and you go clock out, you go, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to go clock out and come back in. I'll see you in a bit. He comes back in. He says, okay, I want those tickets on the counter. Well, that other person, even if he doesn't tell them, you think they'd be smart enough to figure out what he was doing, especially if there are news stories that store sold a winning ticket. because that's how he found out.
If he'd been smart, he would have set that ticket aside somewhere. Then the next day.
Well, smart's probably not factoring into it. I mean,
he
look,
didn't think this one through.
He thought through enough to clock out and take off his uniform. So he was trying. Wow.
Which, as an attorney, you're like, well, there's an admission of guilt right there.
Yep.
You're trying to do it surreptitiously.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, I hear the train. It's time for Phil.
Trains are coming.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily Mojo with your morning update. When you see this, New York City is going to be paralyzed by up to 2 feet of snow. And you've probably already heard the story about Zoran Mamdami and his efforts to get that snow shoveled. He said, hey, if New Yorkers want to help me shovel the snow, I'll pay you. But of course, he attached some conditions to it. First of all, you had to show a social security card. Wait, that means you have to show an ID. And not only that, but you had to have pictures and everything else in order to get paid to help Zoran shovel his snow. I think this is really interesting because Zoran is one of those Democrats who doesn't believe you should have to show ID in order to vote. But it goes even deeper. As you know, many Democrats don't believe that women and blacks are capable of getting IDs in the first place. So Zoran, what you're saying is that you don't want women and blacks to be able to make any money shoveling your lily white snow in New York City. Sounds like you're kind of racist to me. Wow, I didn't know they had racism in the Democrat Socialists of America, LOL. But you know what else? Since Zoran says that you also have to have a social security card, that means one of two things. Either number one, he doesn't want illegal aliens shoveling his snow, or number two, he's acknowledging that the illegal aliens have illegally obtained social security cards and other forms of ID. Zoran, which one is it, buddy? See, this is what happens when you elect absurd, crazy socialists and give them power. There is no good reason to do it. They are not competent, they are not capable, and they do not have a heart or a desire to serve the people. It is only to serve themselves and make sure that it always functions whatever way they want to your detriment. So what I want you to do is leave a comment under the show. Let us know what you think. And I also hope you'll download the Daily Mojo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C. and Zoran Mamdani's mouth. And you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily Mojo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com.
Sunrise creeping like a thief through the blinds. Coffee brewing black as the Monday grind. Brad and Ron laughing loud on the air. The Daily Mojo waking us everywhere. Back at it again like we never left. Shaking off the weekend, catching our breath. With the banter and the buzz, yeah, the Monday song. Brad and Ron on the mic, keeping us strong.
Radio with an attitude.
Man, the Olympics are over. They went by far too quickly, did they not?
Did you watch any of them?
No, I even missed this part. I missed this part when NBC has apologized now after misgendering an Olympic skier.
Last week, Swedish skier Ellis Lundholm made history as the first openly trans athlete to compete in the Winter Olympics when he took to the slopes at the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Games. But NBC is now apologizing and has pulled all of its online coverage of Lundholm's event after broadcasters repeatedly misgendered him. Lundholm, a trans man who has not undergone medical transition, competed in the women's moguls qualifying event last Wednesday, finishing 25th. But during the broadcast aired on NBC, one of the commentators repeatedly referred to Lundholm with she/her pronouns, eliciting a wave of backlash on social media.
Oh, and she just skids out of that gate.
And it's not like he was secretly trans. Lundholm's history-making participation in the games was widely reported on.
All right, so I'm confused. So he is pretending to be she, right?
No,
she
is a trans man. Yeah,
wants to be.
She's a trans man.
Somebody say, hearing somebody say she is a man is
weird. Yeah.
So she wants to be a dude, but she's still a she, right?
Well, they were calling her she.
She, because she is a she.
Correct.
Okay, I want to make sure that NBC has apologized for calling a woman a she.
Yes.
Okay. Across both mainstream and queer media around the world. Ahead of the Olympics, Lundholm told the Swedish publication Aftonbladet that he's always been treated well as a trans man in Swedish women's skiing. And when asked about the potential for more online hate with more people around the world seeing him at the Olympics,
are you guys related?
Wonky eye? No, it is the same eye.
Are you
though.
Sure?
Yeah, it's the same eye. That's crazy.
That's why I'm asking. Are you sure you're not related?
No. Not related.
Okay.
He iconically said, quote, "I do my thing and don't give a damn." After the event, NBC issued a formal apology and pulled the video from all of their feeds.
So she is wait a minute. She is in the women's ski competition. And they're calling her she, but they should have been calling her a him, even though she was in the women's competition. See how complicated this gets? See how this is the pronoun thing is the hill I'll die on because it screws everything up. It makes everything incoherent. Because this is a person that was in the women's contest. And why wouldn't a woman be in a woman's contest? But you can't say it's a woman.
The problem is that he was calling all of them she's the whole day because that's a women's contest.
Right.
Yet he gets busted. Well, I guarantee you he had no idea what he was doing. The announcer, he didn't care.
Because
I mean, he was a
women's
event.
Yes. That's why the pronoun thing is a hill worth dying on, because what it does is it cuts our communication with each other, just lops it off right at the knees.
There were a lot of hills to die on right there, it looks like.
You ever skied moguls?
I have not. Hell, I've never skied.
Tough. Wow. We can't be friends. She participated in a woman's sport, says Michaela's mom, so she is a she. GTFOH. I am so over this. She's a woman, so she's a she. Is that AI, Bard? Is it? Oh, I see the AI. The I. Could have been AI wonky eye. She is a she using performance enhancing testosterone. Phone test 79 says. Right. I mean, if she is a trans man,
obviously the Olympics had it set where she couldn't perform in the men's moguls, right?
Because she's a she.
So, I would be pissed if I were her. If I were her, I'd be pissed that they removed all of the highlights of me skiing because the announcer did something that he didn't realize he was doing.
Right. It's so completely stupid. The whole thing is stupid.
Wait, you're going to apologize to me and take down all of my ski highlights. Great. Good job.
Let's see. finished 25th in qualifications. They sucked anyway. She's not okay, but she was permitted to compete under IOC rules because. Wait a second. In the story, the AI. Hold on, because the AI is doing it too. Rules. She has not undergone hormone therapy and was assigned female at birth because it's a woman. That's how that works. The event was the women's moguls and dual moguls. The first openly trans athlete in Winter Olympics history has now been erased.
Yep.
By NBC. Good for y'all. That's the way to.
Wow.
Aunt Jemima sends her regards. And so does the Indian from Land O'Lakes butter. I was looking at the box of butter the other day thinking it's when you look at the Land O'Lakes logo, what do you think of? Where's the Indian?
Yep.
Where's the Indian? Yeah, they took her off. Why? Don't really know. Not really sure, but they've erased the Indian, and now they've erased the first trans skier from Olympics history. I saw this on Saturday, and since I saw it, you have to as well, because up in Michigan, there are two. See, one of them is all right. The other one is, woof. It has a 5 head. I think it's Juliet Yippee-ki-yay. On the right there. See, when you got male pattern baldness already starting.
The one on the right definitely looks like a dude. The one on the left would have tricked me.
That's because of the male pattern baldness going on up here. You'd get that taken care of. Did you know that the, hold on a second, I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Miss International Queen USA. It happens in March. And Lindsay Taylor, again, yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't, although now, is that like an Instagram filter? I mean, does it?
I think there's been some touch up, yeah.
Oh, there's definitely been some touching up. A construction professional overseeing a $330 million mixed-use portfolio in Detroit's Corktown neighborhood, one of 2 Michigan contestants competing in the Miss International Queen USA, the largest transgender beauty pageant and the official preliminary to the international competition that is held in Thailand. Go figure.
Is it ironic or weird that there's a Michigan School of Psychology ad just to the right of that photo up there? Makes you think.
See, the funny thing is when I looked over at that first, I thought that was Chaz Bono.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So is that a
Michigan School of Psychology ad on this page?
The world is full of delicious irony. You just have to look. Okay, that really does say what I thought it said. That one right there.
Seeing your friends' dicks inside Detroit's most private men's club.
Okay. There you go. So anyway, congratulations.
You're on pridesource.com. I get it. Okay.
Aren't you proud?
Scroll down. I want to see those other photos.
Seriously, they
that's
need to
the
do
5
something
head.
about the 5 head. Yeah, they need to do something about the male pattern baldness if you're going to be doing that. Look how happy they are, though. Could have found a higher res photo. Meanwhile, down in Mar-a-Lago, there was
a death.
There was some a guy fafoed. His name Austin Tucker Martin. So he had a future as a possible serial killer. According to the FBI, he had been reported missing by his family. It seems like this guy may have had some problems. because he, according to his family, he did not like guns, which is rather ironic since he had one with him when he was down at Mar-a-Lago. And let's see, get a picture of this.
Would you consider that an assassination attempt?
Well, doesn't the person you're trying to assassinate have to be where you're trying to assassinate them for
That's
it to
what
be
I'm
an
saying.
assassination attempt?
I
Because
agree
Trump
with that.
wasn't even there.
Correct. And
He
you,
took
as an assassin, you go to where the person is.
Generally speaking,
not to mention the
ones
fact
do.
that he didn't have a rifle, he had a shotgun.
Yeah. So he purchased the shotgun while he was driving from his home in North Carolina. He was a quiet type. No kidding. They really did. They described him. Hold on a second. They described him as quiet and averse to guns. His cousin, Braden Fields, reacted with disbelief, described Martin as quiet, afraid of guns, and from a family of avid Trump supporters. Good kid. Good kid. Fields says he is a good kid. He was a good kid. He said they grew up together. I wouldn't believe he would do something like this. It's mind-blowing. He said Martin worked at a local golf course and would send money from each paycheck to charity. He wouldn't even hurt an ant. He doesn't even know how to use a gun. He said his cousin didn't even discuss politics. We're big Trump supporters, all of us. But his cousin was real quiet, never really talked about anything.
So what switch flipped for him that he would carry a gas can and a shotgun into Mar-a-Lago?
Was it an MK Ultra situation? It happened yesterday, Mar-a-Lago, a few miles from the West Palm Beach club where the other guy tried to shoot Trump from the bushes. Stay out the bushes. The Secret Service spotted that man, Ryan Ruth, aiming his. Well, the problem with what this guy did, Martin, was that he had the gas can and the shotgun in his hands, and they told him to drop the stuff in your hands, and that's when he effed around. He dropped the gas can, but then he raised the shotgun.
Yep.
That's not a good idea when there are guns pointed at you. And so they took him out. They acted quickly and decisively to neutralize a crazy person armed with a gun and a gas canister who intruded President Trump's home. By the way, Ruth was sentenced to life in prison. That just apparently happened this month. So this is the third,
again, not necessarily an assassination attempt. I agree with you.
What was he trying? And who knows? I mean, obviously, when you show up with a gas can and a shotgun, was he going to detonate the gas can with the shotgun?
I don't even think he knew what he was going to do. They said that somebody was coming out the gate and he walked in the gate while it was open. But obviously they saw him. They knew he was there because they met him at the gate, just inside the gate. I mean, something happened in this kid's life that made him not be afraid of guns anymore and decide that he was done with life.
Seems like a really odd combination of factors.
Yeah.
Was he a furry fan, says Not My Dog? Let's see. I don't know. And will we find anything out about him? Because what do we know about Matthew Crooks?
Very little.
Let's see. But we know last thing we know about Matthew Crooks is that he has secret double life. But this guy, Martin, what's his last name? Austin Tucker Martin. Sorry, serial killer name, Austin Tucker Martin. Furry. Let's see. Doesn't say. I mean, he was a golf course artist. I don't know. Does that mean he did caricatures on the golf course? They were looking again. They say he disappeared. He was obsessed with drawing scenes from the golf courses, in the area in which he lived. He apparently his Instagram was full of stuff like black and white sketches of golf courses, and that's it. I mean, the guy, there's something. He's one of those kids you look at and he's not quite right. I mean, you can just tell, and I don't know what he sounded like when he spoke, but you can look at him, and it's just, I mean, you have intuition is real, and when you meet certain people and you see certain people, you get vibes from certain people. Some people don't give off any vibes at all, but some give off really strong vibes, and it's one of those just not normal, maybe is the word I'm looking for. Wade, your chats are working fine. My chat's broken. Y'all seeing this? Yep. We're good. Watching too many movies to think that would detonate a gas can, says William Kunkel. If you took a gas can that was not full, but like half full, and you shot it with a shotgun, I think you'd get a decent, because what would happen, two things would happen is that the being hit by the shotgun, it would ignite the fumes inside the can, but also it would vaporize, I would think, the liquid gas, because you can drop a match into a bucket of gasoline and nothing will happen. But it's, I think, remember it was on Saturday. There was a car. It was really strange. It was on a freeway somewhere. The car was like a flamethrower. It was the weirdest thing. We were trying to figure out what it was, because we weren't sure if it was an electric vehicle or if it was a gas, but I mean, it was like it shot flames out 2 lanes over, and it was really strange. Let's see if I can find that, because it was something that Jeff had found. Jeff Fisher. Let's see if the video is. I don't have it close. But it was. I mean, it was really, because generally when you see cars blow up in movies, that doesn't really happen. They'll catch on fire sometimes, but to see them blow up, that's somewhat rare. It just doesn't happen the way it does in the movies. But I would think if you shot a half empty gas canister with a shotgun, you might get something decent. Maybe not. This guy, and who knows? Maybe that wasn't what he was thinking. Maybe we don't know what he was thinking, unless he wrote it down somewhere and left it. But there's just everything smells funny these days, does it not? Everything seems a little off and a little weird. I'm half convinced that when they did restart the CERN collider, that it did kick us into a secondary reality.
Yeah.
Wouldn't so? I mean, it would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
It would explain a great deal. If you would like to keep some semblance of sanity in your life, maybe stay healthy, I don't know. It's always a good idea. If you can, go to stellasmojo.com and stock up on your vitamins, stock up on your ivermectin, stock up on your hydroxychloroquine. Whatever it is that you take to keep yourself happy and healthy, stock up. Good time to do it. If you use the promo code Daily Mojo, you get 5% off your purchase. And you'll have it when you need it. And y'all know how wonderful Dr. Stella is. Anyway, look at that happy face. Look at that happy face. So she's got her medicine cabinet must-haves down there. You can go and check that out as well. It's just a good idea to be ready for whatever could be hitting you, and all the medicinal herbs and the gummy vitamins. It's all good stuff, and it's all at stellasmojo.com, and the promo code is Daily Mojo.
How's your mojo hanging? Need a lift? That's why we're here.
Coffee ring on a headline, ink stains on a kitchen table, ran bill stacked like a brick wall. Laugh so we don't scream where we stand. We got flags on the front porch, dreams on a clearance sale tag. They shake hands in a back room, we're counting quarters in a paper bag. This is the Daily Mojo. Red, white, broke but alive, chasing that American way of life. We hold the line, shoulder to shoulder. If the cash runs out tonight, we still got heart, and we still got fight. The Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Download the Daily Mojo app and enable notifications to make life a little easier. Oh, and tell a friend about us. You'll be glad you did.
Daily Mojo, Daily Mojo, our way of life.
Bradley J., back to you.
Thank you. And I found the picture of the car doing its thing. This is in Pompano Beach, and this is just really weird. Watch what happens.
Watch this explosion happen.
Oh.
Wow, incredible. The car just exploded while two other cars were on the far lane
driving that
driving
truck?
through
Holy
the
crap.
And what look at the tires. Now that you know what's going to happen, watch the tires.
And watch this explosion happen.
Shoot, they've got that stupid lower thing.
Wow, incredible.
If you could see the damn truck right behind there, his wheels or his tires are on fire.
The car just exploded while two other cars were on the far lane.
So what was that? Were those batteries? Was that the gas tank? It came from kind of the middle of the car, which leads me to think that it could have been batteries. But that's kind of weird, right? I mean, batteries like...
You would think so, Brad, because if that was gas that shot out of there would still be flames over there. But that white truck, boom, gets hit right in the freaking, and then it all goes out, see?
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything in the comments.
But that guy in the white truck just keeps driving. That's the crazy
I would
part.
too. I would get the hell through there. If you saw that happen, wouldn't you want to get past that? Because you know it's going to shut that sucker down for
but
hours, if not days.
The fire hit him right in the driver's side window. That was crazy.
You know, the guy in the white truck had an oh crap moment, both figuratively and literally.
Yep.
God knows mercy on these people. Obviously, there was a fuel leak that leaked across the highway. I don't know. Was that gas or were those?
Now that could have been because you can see. Can you see fuel there? No. Boom.
It's right in the middle of the car, and it goes out both sides. You know how hot it got in his truck right there?
Gosh,
I think actually maybe. See, his tires are still
his
on
tires
fire?
are still on. Yeah. So maybe it was fuel that had spewed out there, because when he's rolling through it, he gets it on his tires.
Wow. There's nothing. It doesn't look like there's anything on the road prior to the explosion, though. There's nothing.
I kind of agree with
there.
you. You can't see it because of the cloud of smoke, but yeah, right there, it doesn't look like there's anything on the road.
So, what did it? What did it? Phoebe 38, he probably would have had the wrong chalk in the shotgun with the wrong ammo and blew himself up anyways. Referring to the guy at Mar-a-Lago, not the guy in the car that blew up. Fire shooting out means that it was probably a nitrous line or tank leaking or propane tank in it. I can't tell what kind of car that is, but I guess it could be nitrous. Does anybody still do that? Do you know anybody in school that ever put nitrous on their car?
I don't.
There were a couple of guys that, when I was in school, they had nitrous, which it gives you a boost. A couple of guys would run avgas in their cars too. Higher octane, but can't really tell what kind of car that is, and so I don't know. It doesn't seem. It's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff out there right now. I don't know if you knew that or not, but there's a lot of weird stuff, including. Remember when Sarah Ferguson was like the.
Oh, she was the talk of the town. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Fergie. Yeah,
she has been. They don't know where she is. And it's not like she's missing or anything. It's not like Savannah Guthrie's mom, which there's another weird one.
That's his daughter, right? Fergie is his daughter.
No, it was
Andrew's
his wife.
Fergie was Andrew's wife. Okay, it's the daughters that I saw. We showed a picture of them the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct because they're going to find somebody to take the fall.
Yeah,
but,
Ewan Guru,
Fergie,
ex-wife. Yeah, because they've been divorced for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But she apparently had some communications with Epstein afterward and took the girls to go see him after he had been convicted. And so they don't know where she's. So she's off hiding somewhere. Why do they still even have what is that whole charade about anyway?
What?
I mean, what is the romanticized, we have a king.
Royals,
they don't do anything.
No, they're all figureheads
charity
now.
work.
That's it.
Yeah. I think what does he do? What, is he going to be alive in 6 months? He's got the cancer. So, I mean, isn't it time? Did they not learn anything from getting their ass kicked a couple of times in wars by us? Apparently not. Andrew is, 66 now? And was he the Queen's favorite son?
I had heard that story. Yeah, I had heard that story.
Why?
Don't know.
Because he's a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. He probably is a nice guy. You meet him, he's one of those guys you hang around with. He tells jokes and life of the King Chuck does not seem like he'd be a lot of fun to hang around, does he? Like he's got a royal stick up his royal ass.
But because Chuck was the heir to the throne, my guess is that he was the boy's fun uncle. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you think Chuck was the fun uncle, or you think Andy was the fun uncle?
Andy
was the fun uncle. Yes.
Yeah, he was probably because Chuck had this thing about him that he had to because he was the heir to the throne. He had to be this straight shooter, kind of hard ass all the time. But the kids probably thought Andy was the fun guy, the fun uncle.
Because he'd go out and get the hookers for him.
Maybe.
Okay. And the coke. He'd go out and get the hookers and the coke and bring it back for the kids. But then what happened with the two, Harry and William?
That's the kids I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Harry and William, they thought Andy was the fun uncle.
Yep.
But look at Harry and William. William has been all straight-laced and, marries Kate.
See, now if you think about it, if Harry and William were still close, which they are not now, but if they were still close, my guess is William's kids would think Harry is the cool uncle. Because he's the one that doesn't have to, he's not the heir apparent anymore. So he can fart around and do fun stuff and not have such a tight grip on life.
Dark Jedi 67, Andrew was the one who went to war. Interestingly enough, so was Harry. I mean, Harry was in the service. Was William in the service?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Okay. Bug's mom says, yeah, Chuck was so straight up that he brought his girlfriend on his honeymoon. I know, that's exactly. That's the thing, is he gave you the air, he put on the air of being all straight-laced and on the straight and narrow, but he really wasn't, because he was off boffing the horse when he had Princess Diana, when he married her. And looking back, I mean, the night or the wedding of Chuck and Diana, I mean, that was huge.
Oh, it was huge. That was in 90.
No, it was in 80, wasn't it?
80s, yeah, in the 80s. I was 97 married? Is when she was killed. So
yeah, that was the night I met Prince.
What, the day she was killed?
Yeah,
no kidding.
That's how I remember what day it was. It was the night she was killed, and I tap on my shoulder. I turned around. Hey, how you doing? I had to look down. Little guy about that tall. I'm Prince.
Why did Prince tap you on the shoulder? That's cool. Were y'all doing an interview or something?
They all do. Eventually, they all do. Wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana. 1984?
What? 84? 81. Okay.
45 years ago. Half a century almost ago. Yeah. Watched on television by 750 million people. Known as the wedding of the century. She wore a 25-foot train, not like a Kavanaugh train. Different, completely different. There were 3,500 guests, and it was the first royal wedding at St. Paul's in centuries. That is, I mean, it was a different time. 1981 was a different time. It was like we lived on a different planet almost. Things were, we didn't know yet. We were, I guess there were people who realized we were being lied to about everything. I guess we certainly didn't see the extent to which we were being bent over and lied to about everything all the time. But it was a much more innocent place. Reagan was president. We were still 5 years away from the Challenger exploding. Oh, speaking of, did you see the report from Boeing and NASA?
Oh, about the Class A mishap?
About the Starliner.
Wow. Yeah, I did.
Those criminals.
Yeah, the Starliner.
NASA
that's when
and Boeing.
That's when Butch and what was her name?
Nose.
No,
Chin.
When they went up, apparently it was a lot worse than we thought. Suni, yeah. Butch and Suni. Yeah. It was a lot worse than we thought.
And it had to do with a seal.
Yeah.
That kind. It had to do with a seal, which is exactly what the Challenger, the problem with the Challenger was. Now, it wasn't the same, but still, the fact that it was an equipment problem, and yet they were like, you know what, just do it.
They were supposed to be there, 6 days, ended up being there 9 months. Dragon, SpaceX had to go get them because they were too afraid to send them back on the Starliner.
They're like cattle. The astronauts to NASA are cattle.
Essentially.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
Now, astronauts may say, look, we don't care, put us in there. And you know what? It takes an adventurous spirit to go into space, and you're taking your life into your hands each and every time.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did, well, here it is.
Breaking news today in the spaceflight industry as NASA released its long-awaited investigative report on the Starliner spacecraft and that troubled 2024 crewed flight test to the International Space Station. In a scathing report, investigators laid out a series of propulsion failures rooted in deep cultural and organizational problems at Boeing and NASA.
Whoa! Organizational problems at Boeing and NASA? That's crazy. Never saw that one coming.
Those problems led the agency to fly.
There's the chin.
Yep.
Bless her heart.
2 astronauts on a spacecraft that was inadequately tested, inadequately qualified, and operationally deficient.
Same company that brings you the falling door from the skies.
Dude, in this video, there's a video of them transporting this thing, and the door flies off on the highway. It shows it, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me right now?
It's been retroactively reclassified as a Type A mishap, the highest severity level at NASA. During the flight,
giant penis.
4 major anomalies hit the capsule and service module propulsion systems right after launch and again during re-entry. 7 of the spacecraft's 8 helium tank pressurization manifolds leaked, most likely from
Now, see, when you hear things like that, you immediately think, all right, it's completely effed up. But the thing is, like with the stealth bomber and the stealth fighter, when they're sitting on the ground,
they're leaking like a sieve, dude.
Yeah.
SR-71 was the same way, leaking like a sieve.
And I had friends of mine, their parents flew the SR, or the original test pilots. We'd go out to Edwards and you'd walk around, and there were the puddles. They put cardboard down up underneath the areas of the plane that leaked, because when they went up, everything swelled up and it sealed up. But so when I hear that 7 of the 8 manifolds leaked, it's like, that doesn't sound good. I'm going to assume it's not good, since what is it, a type A mishap now?
Yeah. Oxidizer eating away at the seals. Problems.
Seals, right there. You would think that of all things that they would check repeatedly and often on any of these space products would be the seals.
Well, that's what's going on with Artemis right now. They're about to roll it back to the main building. It's been on the pad now for a month. They were going to take off in February. Then they moved it to March, and now they've scrapped that because the seals are leaking.
Because government can't do shit.
With oxidizer flow and thruster firing dynamics knocked out all several reaction control thrusters, causing the spacecraft to temporarily lose 6 degrees of freedom control in pitch, yaw, and roll. The
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Crew and ground teams were able to recover 4 of the 5 failed thrusters in flight. But the most serious issue was the loss of 1 capsule re-entry control jet, leaving the spacecraft with 0 fault tolerance for deorbit. A deeper design.
I'm going to go ahead and explain what the hell he just said in that last sentence.
0 fault tolerance for deorbit, which meant because they brought it back by itself. They brought it back empty, right? Because they didn't bring the astronauts back. At least they made that decision. They brought it back by itself early, and I remember that. But without fault tolerance means that had that last deorbit thruster broken, it would still be flying around, or it would have burned up on entry. So they didn't have any capabilities.
Schematics for more than a decade left the entire pressurant system at only single fault tolerance, violating NASA's own dual fault tolerance rules. Both NASA and Boeing signed off on waivers, but the engineering work was never properly verified, and the issues were never resolved before flight.
Did the astronauts know that? That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know, maybe he said.
These failures forced NASA to take a hard look at both Boeing and its own commercial crew program office. The report traces the issues.
My gosh, look at those ears. He can't run because it whistles.
He reminds me of that Chris Kattan character. What's his name?
Dumbo?
The monkey.
Back to major leadership dysfunction, a clear cultural bias towards the contractor's success, safety concerns being brushed aside in favor of go fever, and a total breakdown in meetings and oversight. The report lays out a years-long pattern of insufficient accountability that dragged on through 2025. Corrective action work is still happening at Boeing and its subcontractors, but the pace has been criticized as both negligent and unserious, a pattern NASA's new administrator is no longer willing to tolerate. NASA requires major reforms in Boeing's program management, and the agency has drawn a hard line. Starliner will not carry another crew until the management culture is fixed and the propulsion system is redesigned and tested under strict NASA oversight.
You know how much money that cost Boeing?
A lot.
A lot.
Where's the shot of the door flying off?
I thought it was in this video, but it was in his. There was a video of him giving when he was giving the speech, which this didn't go into, the NASA administrator, Isaacman. There's a video of him out there giving the speech, and it was a video I saw yesterday, but they were transporting this thing, and it was on a highway somewhere, and they made a turn, and literally the door flies off of it, and they had to stop in traffic to pick up the door up.
Would you recognize?
Let me see if I can find it because it's in my history. I found. Let me see if I can find it.
It's just these people. E1 Guru says, "What you get when you buy a rocket on Temu." No kidding. It is, and we know it can be done right because both Blue Origin and SpaceX do it right. We see the problems that they have, and there have been a few. And when those problems happen, they go, "Oh crap! All right," and they go back and I don't know, they fix it. They don't appear to be hiding it. And the reason they don't appear to be hiding it is because they know that if they get a reputation for hiding things, guess what? The people are out here and the investors in those companies are not going to trust the companies and therefore won't get money because you don't make money in the capitalist society by selling a shitty product unless you're Dodge. And in that case,
I texted it
eventually
to
you get.
I texted it to you, and it's at 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
All right, stand by. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. That would be right 2:25.
Yeah, right there. Just
right
go
after 2:24.
So I'm going to share the entire letter
So
at the
watch
end, but
when this thing
basically
is.
some of the craziest statements.
You'll see it. You'll see it being transported.
Starliner has design and engineering deficiencies that must be corrected. But the most troubling failure revealed by this investigation
Right
is
here,
not
watch.
hardware. It is decision making and leadership
And
that,
boom.
if unchecked.
The door flies right off, dude. Now that could have just been a cover over the door, but it flew off.
Wow. That looks like a door.
Yeah.
Or, whatever it is.
That's Boeing for you.
Yeah, I mean that's just. And if it was let's just say it was something taped to the thing.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere should have said, you know what, we should probably put a tarp over this, or
they
end up
stopping
inside Boeing.
They end up stopping in traffic.
If unchecked, could create a culture incompatible with
everybody stop. A convoy all stop. We have a door in the road. Can somebody pick that up, please? Put it in the back of your truck.
Basically, some of them, they were never able to fully.
Boy, would you hate to have to buy new tires for that thing.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 72 tires on that truck. Oh,
understand unexplained anomalies, and they just kept going.
There's the chin. Wow. I'm sure she's a nice person. I'm going to hell for saying that about her chin. But that's just oof. That is a chin. They should be ashamed of themselves, but the problem is they aren't. Boeing is not ashamed of themselves. They've been getting away with it forever. So has NASA.
Yeah.
I mean, and those are our tax dollars going to fund NASA. They cannot get out of their own way. They may have been great once. I don't know. I suppose we went to the moon eventually. And Lord knows there were some, the pilots that were involved with NASA, they were badasses. And still are, I would imagine. But it's like everything else. The administration, the people in the front office, the people in charge are apparently incompetent and couldn't find their ass with both hands and a flashlight. Get Mojo CBD, run by Patriots. Heck, the name is even right there in their name, Patriots Relief. You want to do business with a company that actually does things right? Do it with Patriots Relief at getmojocbd.com. You're looking for a quality source of CBD products. You have found it. And also use the promo code Daily Mojo to save a considerable chunk of money. And by considerable, I mean 40%. All right? That's a good thing. So get your CBD now, get it often, and save money at getmojocbd.com, promo code Daily Mojo.
Every day at the top of the hour, I flip on the radio for a blast of truth and power from the Daily Mojo. Give me the mojo.
The Daily Mojo.
Give me the mojo.
The
You know, people are giving Ryan Hall the schniz for the, what's it called, the y'all bot?
Yeah.
I think it is.
But why?
They're saying, first, if you're not familiar with
to extreme impacts verifying in real time, including a confirmed road collapse on I-287 in Elmsford, New York.
See, the y'all bot is on his, it's on its own channel.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not even on the main channel. He puts it there so that there's something running all the time, and it's whatever AI system he's using is pretty damn cool because it can look up the information, gives the forecast, tells you what's happening, and can even respond to messages sent in by viewers. I guess it reads the chat and it answers those questions. Now, have people maybe taken advantage of that situation and put in, I don't know, some questionable questions that may or may not have something to do with, butt cheese and, random weird stuff. But that's going to happen. It's the interweb. The interweb is a challenge. But I saw this opinion piece on Reddit. Ryan Hall is slowly ruining his channel with YallBot. I used to love watching Ryan because I liked his personality, but the last couple streams have been entirely cringy. He relies too heavily on YallBot to fill the dead air. I'm not watching a Weather Channel YouTube for AI commentary. I especially don't like how he uses YallBot to call out commenters who, admittedly stupidly, say something he doesn't agree with. And then, strangely, I don't know that that's a popular opinion because then the first response to that was, I miss Gary England, who was, I guess, a weatherman in Oklahoma. And the conversation shifts to Gary England as opposed to YallBot. But people will bitch about anything and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at you in the chat right now. I wasn't. Please don't mistake. That's not what I was trying to say. I'm just saying that I think YallBot's pretty cool. And it's a really cool way to
just break up the monotony of dead air.
Ryan's not on all the time. And this is not, and the YallBot is on its own channel, and I think he does use it some on his own streams.
He absolutely uses it on his own stream.
But
yeah, YallBot will give him a call to give him updated information.
I mean, I think it's cool. And if you don't, you're stupid. Looks at the chat. Wasn't Robert Englund Freddy Krueger? Yes, Robert Englund was Freddy Krueger at Rogue 12. Gary England may have been his illegitimate cousin twice removed. I don't know. This, I really want. I want to see them.
Yeah,
I really do.
I'll stand like this.
We all like this now? Hi, I'm Geddy Lee, and this is
Alex Lifeson.
And I'm Annika Niles.
And you're both so handsome.
We know.
Oh, genau.
Genau.
Yes.
Ja,
genau. Ja, genau. We have some important information.
Canadians are so freaking weird. Am I right? I mean, they're just weird. Weird. Do you trust Canadians, Ron?
That's a trick question, Brad.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Do you trust Canadians?
There are some that I trust, yeah.
Name one.
Well, I had friends in the military who were Canadian, so yeah.
Do you still trust them?
Yeah.
Do you still know them?
Yeah.
What's his name?
We're not going there, but thanks.
Bob? Is it Bob?
It's Bob. I trust Bob.
Okay. Oh, this was the...
Why do you not trust Canadians?
Look at them. You not see the Morse code in my eyes?
To relate to you. Not only are we going to be playing in the UK and in Europe in 2027, but we're also coming to South America. How many songs do you think we should learn for this tour?
Geddy Lee has a nose.
Annika?
Let's make it around 40.
Oh, what a great idea.
Wow, that's a fantastic idea.
Cool.
How cool would that be to be her?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Now, it's cool, but it's also a lot of pressure.
Yeah. She is not Neil Peart, but apparently she's really good. So.
But she's awful purty.
Yeah.
Got it good there.
Working with this guy.
Oh, it's great. Amazing.
What do you like about it?
I mean, look at him.
Yeah. I'm extremely handsome. And I know it's really distracting for a lot of people.
They're going to be here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in, I think, June. Thank you, Freebie 38. F Canada. They're not even a real country anyway. Right. But they're going to be in DFW, I think, in June. And because a lot of people thought they would never, ever tour again. And it's understandable why.
Yeah.
Because after Neil assumed room temperature after the cancer, it's kind of like Led Zeppelin after Bonham left. They never did it again. And I don't blame them. Somebody else that you may... how many months did we go? I think it was like 3 months. We went without Dave and Greg. But now they're back.
Invaders meeting! Move, move, move!
Okay. Act normal. We got lost.
We work here, Greg.
Your mission is simple. Do not mess this up. Also, fix your ship before you leave. It looks like an absolute shit bucket.
We think it has character.
You remember the Stormtrooper vlog?
Nah, man, I got this. I know exactly what I'm doing.
This is all AI, obviously.
Probably not important.
Greg! That was the engine!
This guy does these...
I mean, I guess Greg fixed the ship all right. It's a little shaky, though. Yeah, that's normal.
Look, it's made by Boeing. It's a Boeing ship.
That's also normal.
Greg! We lost the engine! We are going down! All right, calm down. I got a plan. I know a crazy move that'll save us. I seen it in a movie. Greg, you are not in a movie!
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
We need to get out of here and see the damage.
The amazing thing is the guy who does this
is completely gone.
Yep.
The engine is melted, Greg.
She just needs a little work. Okay, so how are we going to...
This is more entertaining than Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Stormtrooper vlogs. This has had, in 7 days, it's had 170,000 views, which I think is more than Starfleet Academy. When they put the first episode of Starfleet Academy out on YouTube for free, oh gosh, I can't remember. It was 114 maybe.
To find cover and wait this out. Nah, we'll be fine. Just keep moving. We're almost...
This is more entertaining than that. And this is done for... I'm guessing the guy just does it because he likes to. I'm kind of surprised that Kathleen Kennedy hasn't sued him, because you can't use stormtroopers. Even though weren't stormtroopers stolen? Didn't George Lucas steal the idea of stormtroopers from some other movie?
I don't know.
I think there were stormtroopers prior to Star Wars and prior to his, THX 1138, I think is the first movie he did, which, may or may not. I'll find that out. But I know Ron has some things he wants to say to you, kids.
Yeah, we're talking about the Middle East on this week's Twizzy.
The way I see it, this is Ron's wonky perspective on life.
Have you seen this crap unfolding in the Middle East? It's a complete train wreck, and it's making me want to throat punch a mullah. As the story goes, Iran is tightening its iron grip on Hezbollah right as President Trump has his hand on the trigger of military strikes with a ticking clock. Let's break it down before I have to go take another blood pressure pill. First off, for the two people who still think Hezbollah is just some neighborhood watch group, Hezbollah, literally Party of God, is Iran's favorite pet terrorist militia in Lebanon. Born in the 1980s chaos of Lebanon's civil war, backed from day one by Iran's Revolutionary Guard with cash, weapons, training, you name it, they're a Shiite powerhouse. Part political party that runs chunks of Lebanon like their personal fiefdom, part rocket-firing death cult that spent decades lobbing missiles at Israel, bombing U.S. Marines in Beirut back in the 80s, and basically acting as Tehran's forward operating base to menace anyone who looks at Iran funny. They're not resistance fighters. They're an Iranian proxy army that's stronger than the actual Lebanese military in many ways. And now, after Israel took out their boss Hassan Nasrallah last year, Iran's IRGC is swooping in like overbearing stage moms, micromanaging Hezbollah's war plans, rebuilding their missile stockpiles, and basically turning the screws to make sure these guys stay on script. And why the sudden leash tightening? Because Trump, thank God, is done playing nice. He slapped Iran with a 10 to 15 day make a deal or else deadline on their nuclear nonsense, and he's openly weighing strikes. Limited at first, maybe bigger if they keep playing games. The mullahs are sweating, so they're doubling down on their favorite attack dog. If you hit us, we'll unleash Hezbollah on Israel and U.S. assets. Oh no, please don't, said no one with a spine. This is peak Iran. Fund terrorists, build nukes, threaten the world, then cry foul when someone finally says enough. Meanwhile, our guys in the White House are keeping the circle tight, moving carriers into position, talking to the Saudis and Emiratis about not letting this spiral into World War III light. And what does the left do? Probably whine about escalation while ignoring that Iran's been escalating for 40 plus years. Look, if Trump pulls the trigger, and he should if they don't fold, it's not starting a war. It's ending the one that Iran's been waging through proxies like Hezbollah for decades. Time to stop treating these ayatollahs like misunderstood diplomats and start treating them like the regime that's one bad day away from handing nukes to fanatics. Drain the swamp in Tehran, Mr. President. We've got your back. I'm Ron Phillips, and that's the way I see it.
The Way I See It is only on the Daily Mojo.com.
Boots on the floor, coffee in hand, spin that dial, we start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn, mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams, talking big talk about big wild Daily Mojo. Bang that drum, chasing down that American dream. One job, one job, one job, one job. Wrong, you had one job wrong. Daily Mojo, beat that chest. Well, our broke, we still believe. One job, one job, one job, one job wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily Mojo.
Daily Mojo.
So we had 33 medals in the Olympics. We had 12 golds. New U.S. record for the most golds in a single Winter Olympics. Previous high was 10 in 2002 or 9 in 2022. 12 silvers and 9 bronzes. We were ahead of, we finished ahead of Italy. They only had 30. And Germany and the Netherlands, we beat them too. We were behind, is it Norway? Yeah, we finished second overall, if you're keeping track of how we did in the Olympics. And there was a skier, too. But she's off the face of
she's not there anymore.
History. She's not there anymore. Don't worry about her. These are not the skiers you're looking for. Johnny Grusing is a former FBI agent, and he has an idea, maybe, of what has happened to Nancy Guthrie. He believes that investigators should explore a new angle and this is according to Fox, is day 20 of, that's three weeks, man. He worked for the FBI's Denver division for 25 years. He's the author of The Devil I Know, Unmasking a Serial Killer. He says this is just opinion. First thing, analyzing the video with the dude with the glove. That is such a weird.
Yeah, he doesn't think it's a professional thing. He thinks this was.
It doesn't look professional because this guy looked like a moron.
Yeah.
I always thought those were ski gloves that he had on. What was he doing? First thing he does is with his glove, and with his glove, it doesn't look like he's trying to take the camera off. I agreed. Like, what is he doing? It looks like he's trying to cover it with his right hand. Then he looks down, he looks around, he gets the branches, puts the branches up in front of it because he's not real bright. Is there a chance, since we don't have audio, that he's either knocking on the door loudly or that he's pressed the Ring doorbell, that he's trying to get Nancy to answer the door and he's shielding himself from being seen? He's not doing a very good job of that either. He said that if that's the case, the suspect likely wasn't there to rob the home. He also believes it's unlikely that the suspect was a robber who accidentally showed up at the wrong address. Rather, he thinks the suspect might have been there because he had a personal grievance against Guthrie and might have lured her out of the home onto her porch. Could this be something so stupid as like the guy who mowed the lawn missed a spot and she got on him about it? And
yeah.
And he got mad for her, he trimmed the bushes, whatever it was. And then she got on him about it. And then he decided, by golly, I am not putting up with that, and went back pissed off. I guess, but then what did he do with her? The suspect also wore the gun, what he believed to be a cheap Walmart holster, rookie, and wore it on the front of his body, which is agreed not tactically sound. He also believes the gunman would have had trouble firing that gun with the gloves he was wearing, and that the gun may have just been a prop to instill fear. So if the gun's a prop, if he's shielding himself from being seen, if he's actually ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door, getting her to come to the door, he wants to confront her about something, in my opinion. Grusing has always believed that in whatever interaction Guthrie had with the suspect, something went wrong, causing him to remove her from the house. Perhaps, he said, Guthrie identified him, causing a panic. Yeah, if he was trying to get her to come to the door, not a good idea to wear the ski mask covering your face, because that looks a little creepy. If you went to your door and you looked through the peephole, or you at the camera or whatever, and there was somebody standing on your front door wearing a ski mask, what would you do? Because I think the first thing I would do is, A, not answer the door, and B, get armed real quick. Now, maybe she's an older woman. Who knows? He wouldn't speculate on what kind of grievance someone might have had with him or her, or why they may have had it, but he wants the public to consider the possibility, just in case they remember someone saying that they were wronged by a person fitting her description. That makes the most sense so far.
Yeah.
I guess it could be the Epstein thing. The fact that Savannah's husband worked for the Clintons, and I guess it could be that. But it seems to me that it's going to end up being something stupid, sadly. Original Babe. These old musicians need to just stop. Let us remember you when you were awesome. Have you not heard them play lately, Original Babe? Because they still can. I mean, why wouldn't you want them to tour? You don't have to go. Thank you, W. Kunkel. Click that like button. Punch that thing. Beat the snot out of the like button. Beat it up. If you're in a place that has a subscribe, like, heart, share, do all that stuff. Freebie 38 thinks you should be on Starfleet Academy. Maybe it's the Uber driver, Hobo Joe says. Could be.
Didn't they talk to the Uber driver? They did already, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
But why would you? It's bizarre. Okay, Peekapoo, the term stormtrooper goes back to Nazi Germany, at least. Yeah, that's right. The Three Stooges made fun of them in one of their Nazi mocking films, depicting them dressed in raincoats and rain hats and carrying umbrellas. Calling Camilla a horse is insulting. Please immediately apologize to all horses for the insult. Yes. And over in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room, maybe the guy was just trick-or-treating and she didn't have any candy. It is as possible, too. The holster looks like paratrooper surplus, says Golden Age Rue. I suspect he covered the camera with brush before ringing the doorbell because nobody would answer the door if the camera is covered by a gloved hand. They're going to think something weird about the camera. It shows to me, what I think first is whoever that person is, they ain't real bright. They are not the shiniest apple on the tree. They are not the sharpest tool in the shed. And maybe that's an act. Maybe they're acting like they're stupid to point suspicion away from them. I mean, that could be it too. There could be a whole lot of reverse double loop back psychology on this thing. But will we ever get the full story on this? And will Savannah return to the Today Show? Because how do you go back to work if your mom is still missing? That's going to be awkward. Could be done, sure. Going to be awkward. Now there was a weird video on Rumble. It was Megyn Kelly's video. Megyn Kelly was just ripping on the whole Today Show. Megyn is a little, she's a little bitter over the divorce between her and NBC. But she and I guess her producer were ragging on Hoda Kotb.
Hoda? Come on.
I know. I was like, I like Hoda.
Yeah.
Hoda seems like the most genuine person in that, not only on NBC, but like in the whole morning show lineup. She just seems like a normal individual from everything I've seen. And I don't think I've ever seen a story about Hoda Kotb being a pain in the ass to work with. I've never seen anything like that. She just seems like she's fairly normal, just a normal human being. And they were ripping on her. So I don't know what Megyn Kelly does not like about Hoda Kotb, but it was a little uncomfortable watching that. I was like, wow, this is not a good look, Megyn, but it's your show. And then we had that is, if there was ever a date, don't marry look, that is it right there. That's what you get in the dictionary when you look up date, don't marry. This is over at MS Now, and this is what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. I always think of Cal because Cal hates Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's arrogant. deGrasse Tyson, not Cal. But this is actually a time that I agree with Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is all about the Trump comment about the UFOs.
Last week, for suggesting that aliens might exist, President Trump had to pipe up. He's trying to get in on the alien action, posting on Truth Social that he would, quote, begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, but not before he ripped Obama for releasing, quote, classified information.
I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it. I never talk about it.
Do you think that's another shiny object, by the way?
Yes.
Did he toss out another shiny object for the media to
run on? A lot of people do. A lot of people believe it.
Joining us now to discuss is astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the author of the forthcoming book, Take Me to Your Leader, Perspectives on Your First Alien Encounter, which comes out in May.
Which may be coming sooner. Which may be coming sooner than we think.
Get ready. You better get ready.
I gotta say, I just am so grateful to President Obama for making those comments, and now he's forcing President Trump to act.
Do you think they had to explain to that reporter babe there what an astrophysicist is?
Quite
She introduced
possibly.
Neil
Yeah,
deGrasse.
quite
Just-
possibly.
I get that impression.
Do you think we stand to actually learn anything from a purported release of files relating to UFOs and extraterrestrial
Well,
life?
if I were Trump, I would have instead said,
He's right.
I want any government agency that has an alien to bring forth the alien.
That is a really good point. Because what's paperwork?
Then you don't need documents.
Yeah.
Think about that. What's the point of documents if you actually have the alien? Yep. Just bring out the alien. And until that happens, it seems to be all about who you believe and what conspiracy theory. And it feels almost like a religion at some.
He's right. The paperwork's not going to do squat. Never does. I mean, but look at the all the paperwork and all of the evidence that the Church Commission back in the 70s went through with the assassinations. I didn't solve anything. There's nothing ever gets solved by paperwork. And we had the whole Epstein file dump. What's that done? Who's going to prison? Because it doesn't look like really
anything is happening.
Anything is happening. Not that there was anything to happen over, because it's all opinion. You can't tell unless there's a picture, even if it is a picture of somebody plunging a knife into someone else's chest, that's still not proof of anything, is it? Not these days. That could be AI. But if they have an actual alien, or if they have a ship, or if they have pieces and parts,
bring it forth
of a ship, which they won't do.
No,
they will just ignore the president's command. Not that they laws are so. I mean, we're dealing with
and even this day,
like
these days, they're talking about non-biological entities. Do you know what that encompasses? That could be damn near anything. And if it's not a little green man when they bring it out, people are going to be like, "Yeah, bullshit." If it's like an amoeba or something,
non-human, it could be a banana.
Non-human biological
entity could be a banana.
Yeah,
that was Grush.
Yeah, David Grush. Yep.
Which, do you trust him?
Not as far as I can throw him.
Nope, none of those people. And what has happened? Has that been 2 years ago now?
Yeah,
2 years ago.
That was in 24.
Amazing, really. I mean, the fact that we had this congressional hearings over UFOs and nothing. But I cannot believe I actually agree with Neil.
What do you mean it's let's go?
Miracles never cease. That's 2 hours of a miracle right there, called the Daily Mojo. Not one freeze. Amazeballs. It is for, what is it today? Monday, the 23rd day of February, the year of our Lord 2026. And let's find out if there was any learning going on during the course of the program. Not my dog over in the Rumble chat room. Obama hasn't done a thing that doesn't benefit himself. Yeah, and have you seen his new presidential library? People are calling and saying it looks like a trash can.
Yeah, it's
It really is not attractive. Well, although it does kind of fit in with Chicago. Hobo Joe, Trump should have said, yes, they are real and we are deporting them. Reginald Babe, as Reagan said, an alien invasion will bring all together to fight against them. Here's the last method to bring in the New World Order. Again, I got no problem with the New World Order of Star Trek. Because eventually, if there is some other universe out there, or if there are other beings on other planets, then we're going to have to round up the troops here on planet Earth. That's a different situation than what they're talking about right now. Can't be afraid of everything all the time. Or can we? Over in the Daily Mojo First Amendment room, frankly speaking, I was thinking the same thing. What a mouthful of teeth. Was she Kennedy? I mean, she was like having trouble getting around the teeth to talk. See, Pope Freebie 38. God bless everyone. Have a great day. Try to be less gay, Ron. I'm off to work. Cannot confirm or deny, Techru says. He better stick to chickens. What does that mean? He better stick to chickens. Neil deGrasse? Sticking to chickens? Or sticking it to chickens? Wisconsin Jackal learned that Don loves helping from behind.
It might be the Tyson. Remember Tyson chicken?
Oh, yes, Tyson chickens. Weren't they killing people at one point? And Pickled Squirrel says, you see that crap happening near your house, opening up near your house, the big sinkhole, and it's all hands on deck, grab all your important stuff and run.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
the sucky part, though. It's like the people in North Carolina when the river washed everything away. Where is your land? Remember that we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. Six separate Tyrannus, resist stupid, and a good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are. See you guys.
Will you?
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.